To call Mary the Mother of God, arguably, is to link Mary to the very process of life itself, as we have noted above. This process of life, motherhood, is one that involves her will, for sure, but most noticeably for us today, her body as well. And at this very basic level of human bodily life, we not only insert ourselves as her children in need of her help, but also connect her to the very natural environment that sustains our human existence. Now, leaving the theological controversies behind that force this issue of the Theotokos to the foreground, the theological leap required between seeing Mary as the Mother of God and seeing her as the giver of life is not difficult to make, especially if we think of her as the Mother of Christ. After all, it is Christ who brings the fullness of life. An excellent and contemporary example of this theological leap between Mary as Mother of God and Mary as Mother of Life is found in the pastoral letter on ecology by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines entitled, "What is Happening to Our Beautiful Land?" In this pastoral letter, we not only have an explicit connection to Mary as Mother of Life in their appeal to her, but also have a pastoral theological connection of her servanthood role as Mother of Life being linked directly to the care of creation. And I quote an excerpt from that pastoral letter. We, Filipinos, have a deep devotion to Mary. We turn to her for help and protection in time of need. We know that she is on the side of the poor and those who are rejected. Our new sensitivity to what is happening to our land also tells us that she is on the side of life. As a mother, she is pained and saddened when she sees people destroy the integrity of creation through soil erosion, blast fishing, or poisoning the land. Mary knows what the consequences of this destruction are. Therefore, as Mother of Life, she challenges us to abandon the pathways of death and to return to the way of life. End of quote. Now, moving to another image of the Immaculate Conception. Original beauty of creation and the Immaculate Conception. Inherent in this short reflection on Mary as Mother of Life is the theological theme of solidarity. As the Mother of Life, Mary brings her care not only to the poor and rejected, but to the integrity of creation. This solidarity or closeness to the integrity of creation is also exemplified in our own devotion to or image of the Immaculate Conception. While there is no explicit mention of this doctrine in the Filipino pastoral letter on ecology, the language and imagery does provide for us an implicit connection to the rich theological reflection that is possible when we reflect on the doctrine of the Immaculate Conception in relationship to our care for creation. We recall that at the heart of the doctrine of the Immaculate Conception is the Franciscan theological insight of John Duns Scotus, which speaks of Mary being the recipient of preservative redemption, which means that she was fully redeemed by Christ beforehand, preserved from original sin in view of his merits. It is interesting to note that in the sections dealing with the beauty and pain of the earth, the language and imagery of the pastoral letter reflects a similar dynamic of preservation or preservative redemption in relationship to creation. The pastoral letter reads, so our meditation must begin by reflecting on the original beauty of the land. The original beauty of the land, rivers and seas. This wonderful community of the living, this wonderful community of the living existed for millions of years before human beings came to these shores. This call by the Filipino bishops to reflect on the original beauty of the land, rivers, and seas, in a sense, can enhance our contemporary interpretation and theological understanding of the Immaculate Conception for our own times. This is so because the language of original beauty and the idea of being preserved from original sin evokes in us a much older biblical story of creation, where what is created is seen as fundamentally good and beautiful. And scholars tell us today that actually the word in the story of creation that says, and God saw that it was good, can be translated as beautiful as well. Hence, both Mary and the beauty of creation, this is my point, share or are united in this prior act of God. Consequently, we can say that Mary's original identity, her being conceived in original beauty, as it were, finds not only theological affinity with the created world, but actually places her servanthood in direct solidarity with the beauty and integrity of creation.